I've brought back historical figures who died too young to show how they might have looked with more time. Florence Labadie was a shining star of silent cinema whose charisma captivated audiences before Hollywood even became legendary. Tatiana Romanova, the second daughter of Russia's last emperor, was known for her strength and sense of duty. If fate had granted her more years, she could have become a symbol of charity and peace for an entire generation. Prince Albert Victor, grandson of Queen Victoria and once heir to the British throne, was a skilled diplomat admired by the public. Living into old age, he might have reshaped the monarchy's path during a pivotal moment in British history. Billy the Kid became one of the most iconic figures of the Wild West, both feared and romanticized. Had he survived beyond his youth, he might have rewritten his story, turning from outlaw to living legend. Maria Romanova, the third daughter of Nicholas II, was remembered for her warmth and joy. She dreamed of a peaceful life and a large family, and if she had been spared, she could have served as a bridge between Russia and Europe in turbulent times. Prince Baudouin of Belgium was a young royal admired for his dedication and kindness toward his people. If illness had not claimed him early, he could have guided Belgium into a new era with wisdom and stability. Inez Milholland, the fearless suffragist, inspired thousands with her speeches and marches for women's rights. Living longer, she could have seen the cause she fought for reach its greatest victories. Jack London, the adventurous author of The Call of the Wild, drew from his own daring life to tell unforgettable stories. Had he lived to old age, the literary world might have gained even more classics from his pen. Anastasia Romanova, the youngest daughter of Russia's last Tsar, charmed all who knew her with her spirited nature. A longer life might have allowed her to write her own chapter, far from the shadows of history. Max Immelmann, the Eagle of Lille, became a legend in the skies during World War I. Surviving the war, he could have shaped the future of aviation with his daring skill and innovations. John Kipling, the only son of poet Rudyard Kipling, showed great promise as a writer himself. If the war had spared him, he might have carried his family's literary legacy to new heights. Olga Romanova, eldest daughter of Nicholas II, was known for her intelligence and sense of responsibility. A long life could have seen her as a leading voice in exile, preserving her family's history. Henry Moseley, the brilliant physicist, revolutionized the periodic table before the age of 28. More years could have brought discoveries that changed science even further. Charles Sorley, a gifted war poet, left behind verses of rare honesty and power. Surviving the trenches, he could have become one of the defining literary voices of the century. Marie Bashkirtsev, the Ukrainian-born artist and diarist, poured her passion into her work, despite her short life. More time might have seen her art celebrated alongside Europe's greatest masters. Raymond Asquith Jr., a talented barrister and the son of Britain's Prime Minister, was destined for a brilliant career. Living beyond the war, he could have played a major role in shaping British politics. Martha Mansfield, a rising Hollywood actress, captivated audiences with her grace on screen. Had she lived longer, she might have become one of the defining stars of her era. Rupert Brooke, the poet-soldier, captured the idealism and tragedy of war in his verses. A longer life could have brought works that defined a generation's voice. Jean Hébuterne, a gifted painter and muse to Amedeo Modigliani, had a talent entirely her own. Given more years, she might have been recognized as one of the great artists of modern France. Eugene Bullard, the first African-American military pilot, broke barriers in the skies over Europe. Living longer, he might have become a celebrated symbol of courage and equality worldwide. Albert Ball, a British flying ace, became a national hero during World War I. Surviving its battles, he could have gone on to shape aviation history in peacetime. Diana Barrymore, the glamorous actress from a famous acting family, had the talent to shine for decades. More years could have seen her transform into one of Hollywood's enduring legends. Georges Guynemer, one of France's most celebrated World War I fighter aces, became a national hero for his daring missions and unmatched skill in the air. Had he survived the war, his leadership and vision could have shaped France's aviation industry for decades. Wilfred Owen, whose poetry captured the raw truth of life in the trenches, was on the verge of publishing a powerful body of work when he died. Living into old age, he might have become one of the greatest literary voices in English history. Joyce Kilmer, best known for his enduring poem, Trees, had a rare gift for finding beauty in simplicity. Had the war not claimed him, he could have expanded his work into novels and essays, leaving behind a vast legacy of American literature rooted in nature and faith. Princess Victoria Kaiulani of Hawaii was a political symbol during Hawaii's turbulent transition. With a long life, she might have used her influence to protect Hawaiian culture and secure her people's place in a changing world. Isaac Rosenberg, both a talented painter and poet, combined sharp observation with deep humanity in his art. Surviving the war, he could have risen to prominence in both fields, bridging the worlds of modern literature and visual arts. Sainte Thérèse of Lisieux, known as the Little Flower, inspired millions through her humble yet profound spiritual writings. Had she lived longer, her personal guidance could have shaped the Catholic Church's message for the 20th century and beyond. Reginald Warneford, a fearless British pilot, became famous for destroying a German airship in mid-air. A full life might have seen him pioneer long-distance commercial flights, using his skill to open the skies for civilian travel. Eva Perón, Argentina's beloved First Lady, transformed public life with her fight for workers' rights and women's suffrage. With more years, she could have cemented lasting reforms, and perhaps even led the country herself as a political leader. Charles Péguy, the French poet and philosopher, wove patriotism, faith, and social justice into his work. Had he survived, he might have become one of France's most influential moral thinkers during the post-war era. Sophie Scholl, the courageous student who resisted Nazi rule, stood as a moral light in a time of darkness. A long life could have placed her at the forefront of Germany's reconstruction, shaping a democracy built on freedom and human dignity. Pauline Botti, the vibrant and witty pop artist, brought bold colors and a fresh feminist perspective to British art. Living longer, she could have influenced generations of artists and expanded her impact far beyond the 1960s. Peg Entwistle, remembered for her brief Hollywood career, had the stage presence and skill to endure. Surviving her struggles, she might have transitioned from film to Broadway, earning a lasting place in American theater. Helen Fairchild, an American nurse in World War I, worked tirelessly under dangerous conditions to save lives. Had she returned home, she could have advanced medical care for veterans and trained future generations of nurses. Vera Kolodnaya, Russia's queen of the screen, was adored by millions during the silent film era. Given more time, she might have crossed into international cinema, becoming a household name from Moscow to Paris. Roland Garros, a pioneering French aviator, broke records and pushed the boundaries of flight before the First World War. If he had lived, his innovations could have revolutionized aircraft design and inspired a new era of aviation long before it arrived.